Hello everybody, my name is Asanubia. In this my topic, I'm going to talk about safety precaution in personal protective equipment. Personal protective equipment are the equipment that we can use to do any form of hot work. What is hot work? Hot works are like any work that we are doing using tools, right? Like cutlass or drilling machines, so many things, right? So basically here I will try to explain that if someone's supposed to do for you for any job, work in your warehouse, working for your car, work in different area, or work in your house, have to do service or maintenance in your house, you should always try to check, because you don't have a safety officer there, you don't have incident manager there, or so you also as the owner, you have to check for those things in order to save life, or to save your family, or to save someone to be from being injured in your house or in your office or your premises. So I'm going to highlight that basic equipment or equipment that someone can use in different types of job that is doing. So basically, if someone wants to work in your offices, in your office or your home, you should also try to highlight them that, my friend, you're supposed to use this equipment, you have to use these protective gears, right? So what are the protective gears? First of all, it depends on the types of job the person is going to do. But some of the protective PPE, the personal protective equipment that someone can use. First of all, you have the head hats, right? So head hat is also called an helmet, right? So sometimes people you're supposed to use that, or it depends. Then coverall, right? So they have a coverall like everywhere have a reflectors, right? Then also it's a long dress, jumper dress also, right? So that also can be used. Then you also have a safety boots, right? So safety boots also is more necessary, but it depends on the types of job that you are going to do for someone. So because safety boots also protects your feet, right? Maybe if an heavy equipment fall on your foot, because of the iron in front of this safety boots, your feet cannot get injured, right? Then also you're looking at the ear protection, right? So also you should also have ear protection. It depends also on the job that you are doing. So ear protection is like something that's like a bulb, cotton bulb, you have to put to your ears. So even if you are doing a hard welding, right? So it cannot disturb your ear sound. It cannot disturb your ear, right? Because sometimes, because of a lot of sound, it can destroy your eardrums, right? Then also we're talking about general purpose gloves, right? They have general purpose gloves. If for instance you are doing welding, also you have the hard gloves. Also then if you are working in hospital, right, to reduce hygiene control, right? So also using gloves can protect you, can protect your health, can protect in some way or the other. So these are some of the equipment you can use in every area. Then also you're talking about high impact glove. You have also a gloves called high impact glove, like very hard gloves also. So even a hard equipment cannot pierce through it, yeah, like blade or scissors or other things, sharp elements cannot pierce through, right? Then you also have leather gloves also, right? Sometimes also it depends on which job people are doing. Also you check whether they have the leather gloves, also rubber gloves. You understand? Then also like welder gloves. Welder, they have also special gloves they are using. So if someone is doing welding job in your house, you should always check him. Oh, do you have a welding gloves? You understand? Because unfortunately, if someone gets injured in one way or the other, you have to contribute to help him out. You understand? So in other way to avoid those things, you have to sensitize people, right? So everyone should understand about these things. It's general idea also. Then also you see it as if it's simple, but also it can help in life in one way or the other. So also you're talking about rubber gloves. They also have rubber gloves, right? Then also you have the welder gloves. Then also you have the welder marks. So the welder also, they have the marks. So why is this welder marks necessary? So if someone is doing welding, it can protect his eyes. So without that welder marks, sometimes if the spark gets into the person's eyes, it can lead to another issue. So also you as the owner of an organization, or you call someone to come and do a hot work in your home also, right? It depends on which area, which part of the world, right? Like basically some other overseas country or some place in Africa, sometimes people don't consider some certain things. Sometimes people consider some certain things. So all these things is also explained to keep us afraid about what is going on and what we should do about safety precautions, right? Then also another equipment, personal protective equipment. Also, we're talking about the apron or leather robe, right? Then also talking about face shield. Also, face shield also during Corona, we see lots of face shield. You have different type of face shield. You have iron face shield. You have the rubber face shield for just protecting yourself from the wind, something like that. Then also talking about safety goggles. Safety goggles, these are big glasses like this, very big glasses. Also, it can protect your eyes in terms of dust, sandstorm, you understand. Then also working in a very hazardous areas, right? Like working in a ceiling, right? So it can protect your eyes from the drops of dirt that is coming from the ceiling also. So these are called safety goggles. Then you also talk about fire extinguisher. So fire extinguisher also is more necessary in every area, right? So if someone is doing a hot job, right, there is no fire extinguisher around. So if like the fire ignites, right? So if there is no fire extinguisher also, it's very hard for someone to help. So if there is a fire extinguisher, you just collect the fire extinguisher and try to pump where there is a fire. Also, sometimes the cable can also ignite fire, so you can use this fire extinguisher to eradicate it, right? Then also you're looking at the safety harmless, right? Then you also have safety lines. What are safety lines also? These are also equipment wherein it helps to use the reflector to show where there is a safety that people should not go beyond this point, right? Then also you have the scaffold, right? These are something like an iron, right? Something like an iron. Then also you have the leather. Leather also is also necessary also, right? You don't need to use chair to stand on it to work. You should have a proper leather that you can use, right? I think most of the Asian, they call leather CD, right? But in English word is leather, right? Leather, right? Then also we're talking about the fire fighting equipment, right? So if in your house, in your offices also, people want to do a work, at least this fire equipment, they should be available. Let's say like water, you have the water sprinkler. Then you have another equipment for fire, which can also help in case of any occurrence, right? Then also you're talking about the ear blower or the extractor, right? Then also you have the rescue equipment also. Rescue equipment also is more necessary also. Then also you have reflector or safety vest. Reflector or safety vest is more now common, right? So most times you can even have in apron or other your long some kind of overall that you are putting on. They can also put a safety here, safety here. So at least the reflector, if you are working in the night, at least you can protect yourself. So that one is also a personal protective equipment also. Then you're talking about we're talking about the voltmeter, right? So also you should have a voltmeter. Then also your power tool. Then also you should have an adapter, right? Adapter means that if you are using power tools, maybe the power tools power is extremely high, then it can blow up the entire MEP system. So also, but if you have this adapter, the adapter can only be affected, right? Then at least it cannot ignite to fire in the building. Only an adapter will get burnt, right? Then also talking about hand radio, right? Hand radio also can also help in terms of communication, right? So like if someone is working on this electrical system, this one is working here, at least you can able to use a handset and communicate to each other. Okay, put it on, put it off, right? So that one also is very necessary. Then also you're talking about the first aid kits, right? Also first